What up, it's your boy Dvrth back at it again for another video, and today we are here with Attack on Titan Season 4, Episode 22. Last episode we had an episode that actually ended up, I don't want to say it's well, it was a good-ass episode. The last couple of episodes that we've been getting, the last 5 episodes that we've been getting of this show have been nothing short of a masterpiece, especially these last 2 episodes have been incredible. Attack on Titan has like lived up to the hype in this last season, and it spawned a lot of conversation, as you can see in our past videos, where they have reached well over hour long videos and very long discussions. So you can only imagine how incredible this season has been for me to watch. The rumbling finally started. Eren has began his assault on the entire world. However, with this, there's a couple things that could happen here, right? Me personally, I want to see the effects of the rumbling. I want to see the people cowering and saying their last goodbyes to, as fucked up as that sounds, people saying their last goodbyes to their loved ones and stuff, now that they know that the world's about to end. Things like that. I just want to see the effects of the rumbling here. However, we have to keep in mind that we have a lot of anime left to watch. So things could get a little bit, things could turn around for the world, maybe. Something that I didn't kind of talk about in the discussion, because I was pretty much everywhere in that discussion, but something that I didn't talk about that I kind of thought about after the video, after the video was over, is that Eren undid the hardening of the wall. Now, he said that he undid the hardening of the wall. I wonder just a little bit whether that applies to Annie as well, because we haven't got Annie in the show yet. However, I'm gonna hope that somehow breaks Annie out, because I can't see any other way that Annie would be broken out of her shell other than Eren. He undid the hardening, and maybe that applies to Annie as well. Hopefully that's what happens here, because we kind of need as much help as possible. I don't know how you stop this. I don't know if you can stop this, but yeah, we got to try, right? So we're going to get straight into it. If you haven't already, subscribe, like, comment, all the other stuff. If you're just a lurker, I appreciate you too. If you have any requests, whether it be more out Attack on Titan or something totally different, the best place to that in is always my social media links going to be in the description below, or you can just comment below. That's cool too. If you want the full length reaction to these episodes, that's going to be on my Patreon. Links going to be below for that as well. So with all that being said, let's get our headphones, make sure they're on, them bitches is on, and let's just get into it. Good lord, man. Ooh, that song too. I've been listening to this song lately. It goes so hard. Oh my god. Eren Yeager. My god. That shot is incredible. Mappa's been killing it. Yo, Mappa's been killing this shit, bro. I promise you, Mappa's been killing this shit. Man, I had to stay off the internet all day because I knew I was gonna be late to watching this episode today. Because I was like, "Fuck, the Super Bowl is today, so I'm not gonna make it to watch Attack on Titan when I usually do." Oh my god! Yes, please show me. Please show me. Yes, show me the people. Show me the people. Yes. Oh my god, perfect. This is exactly what I want to see. I want to see the people's reaction to this. My armor came undone. Oh yeah, it's definitely gonna knock Annie out of her shell. Okay, that was the one piece of valuable information that I need to know whether that would knock Annie out of her shell or not. Because if his armor came down, then that's it right there. Oh yeah, he's gonna destroy it. Ooh. I mean, what do you tell them to do? What do you say? Hey, there are tens of thousands of colossal titans about to flatten the world. What do we do? Nothing. Yeah, it's looking hopeless, but I don't think it is hopeless. That was very Eren-like. That was very. Ooh, this like the fight scene in the mirror. God, the parallels between Eren and Gabby is insane. Yeah. Yeah. You sound like you're justifying it, but yeah, he sounds like he's justifying it, which I get it. Like, to be honest with you, I would feel the same way. Why? But still, it does sound like you're justifying. Yeah, it's genocide. It's genocide. Yeah, he's way too important. Oh fuck. Oh fuck. Pixis? My mom. Whoa, what, really? Why? I mean, yeah, it's your mom, but why? Yeah. 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 I'm Connie! Fuck! Oh, fuck. I dead ass understand Connie's point of view though. Oh no, we can't fight about this right now, bro. Oh fuck. But oh okay. Oh fuck. Oh my god, that's Miles or Niles. Oh fuck. No. I really don't want Niles to die. No. Oh, and she saved him. She saved her. At the same time, it's Niles. Not Niles. Whoa. Not Niles. Oh, that was cold. Oh, that was a cold move. No cap. None of that shit matters right now. The world's ending. Get your shit together. That's real. Oh. Hey, oh, this is beautiful. Oh, this is there. Oh. No. No. That's yes. No, you're not the devil either. Neither one of you. That's what y'all need to realize right now. The devil in you. That's a good way to put it. That's the devil in you. Exactly. Everyone else has it. There is literally not one person on this earth that doesn't have it. There you go. That's this is so fucking good. What the fuck? What the fuck? What the fuck? Yes. Look at people working together at the end of the world. This is what we were talking about in like episode, like in season 1. This is exactly what we were talking about. This is beautiful. Oh, this scene is so good. Because this is exactly what they did in season 1. This is exactly what they did in season 1. Bro, this really about to make a nigga cry. I ain't about to lie. Charles! So good. This is so good. This is so good. This is so good. What are we looking at? Oh. And this is but Pixis is the one that said this. That when the world has a common enemy, it brings people together. Oh. Thank you, Pixis. Thank you, dog. You one of the realest ones in this entire show. Thank you. Bro, the nigga getting real emotional right now. Oh shit. Good shit. Again. So many callbacks to season 1. All right, because you didn't hear it. Right. Yeah, this is it. You lived like you always do. Shut up! Shut up! Mr. Browse needs to be president. If the world survives, Mr. Browse needs to be president. I know you don't. I trust you. Oh, right. Oh, that's terrible. Yeah. No, that's not what the founder is. He would have done it. Yeah, he would have done it already. Yeah. Exactly. Exactly. Are you thinking the same thing that I'm thinking? Exactly. Which means all hardening. All hardening. Meaning you're back. Holy fuck. Holy fuck. No. No. Oh. Incredible. Nope. I don't want to see any previews. I definitely don't want to see any of that. All right. All right. Let's. Damn. This shit is so hard, bro. This shit is so hard, bro. Oh. Okay. Let me try to get my emotions back in check. All right. So, one thing that like I said, one thing that I really wanted to see, that I think we got a bit of a sneak peek at, but I think it shows that we will eventually get a little bit more of it, is, like I said in the beginning of this video, is that I want to see more of the people of the world, like at least over in Liberia. Like, I want to see their reactions to the literal end of the world, right? Which is what we are currently dealing with. And a lot of this show, or a lot of this episode, showed exactly what was hinted at in the beginning of this show in general. Like in season 1, a lot of this was hinted at, that when the chips are down and everybody, and I mean everybody's back is against the wall, people start to work together. People start to forget that they're enemies. And we saw a lot of that in this episode of, well, we'll get to it, right? But yeah, people stop. People forget that they hate each other, and that they, you know, that this is this is the border, and this is your side of the border, and this is my side. Don't cross that. You know, people forget that. But we'll get into that a little bit more. First, I want to talk about Gabby, because a lot of this show, when it came to season 4, was very Gabby focused, especially after, you know, her killing Sasha and everything. That was, Gabby became one of the most polarizing characters in this show, simply because of how much she and here's the thing about Gabby, right? A lot of people hate Gabby. A lot of people hate Gabby. When she killed Tasha, I even think I said in that discussion, when she killed Sasha, I was like, when they started beating Gabby's ass right after killing Sasha, I felt good. I was like, yo, beat her ass. And I only felt good for a second. And then I started feeling bad. I was like, ooh, we're beating a kid's ass, right? we are just assaulting this kid, right? And I don't think that's not good, right? That's not good at all. But even more so, what Gabby symbolizes for the show is that she is a lot like Eren in like the beginning of Attack on Titan. She's a lot like Eren. Now, you know, they have their differences because of where they grew up, of course, but that's also the point. The point is that Gabby is Eren if she was in Liberio. Or if Eren grew up in Liberio, that's Gabby, right? Now, granted, the way that the story has been set up, you can make a lot of I guess points to be like, yo, but Aaron's been playing this since the day he was born, technically, and the time travel stuff. Okay, we're not talking about that right now. We're talking about just straight up who Eren is, not what Eren has done or what he's going to do or blah blah blah. We're talking about who Eren is and who Gabby is. And like I said, Gabby is Eren if he were to be born in Liberio, and Eren is Gabby if Gabby were to be born in Shiganshina. And the fact that, and I get, like I said, I get the hate for Gabby, because quite literally she's a racist. She is a self-hating racist. But that's the fucking point. Like, that's the point, right? She's brainwashed. She's what's the word? She's indoctrinated into this belief in this you know, this belief system, in this this nation's way of doing things, this nation's hatred for other people, that yeah, she's very young. Of course she's going to be like that, right? Of course she's going to be like, yeah, the island devils, blah blah blah, and her home, you know, her home is where her family is, so of course she's going to be like, I want to protect my family, and if that means that hating these people is what protects them, that's what I'm going to do, right? So yeah, I get the hate for Gabby. I get it, right? She killed Sasha. She hates Eldians, and, you know, not very unfairly, or at least she hated Eldians very unfairly. She was very, we have to atone for our sins, which sounds very stupid. As the viewer, yes, of course, that sounds very stupid. Because it is stupid, right? The whole conversation with Kaya and her being like, what did my mom do? And, well, you're the people of Eldia, you know, thousands of years ago, y'all fucked up. Like, but my mom is like 36, my nigga. Like, yeah, that conversation happened to pretty much spell out to Gabby, your way of thinking is stupid. Everybody knows that. But the idea of hating Gabby isn't exactly productive. I'll say that much. It's valid to hate Gabby. Very valid. Okay, fine. Hate her. I get it. Right? But it's not very productive. Simply because of who she represents. In the the show depicts it very well. Hell, even in this episode, for her to have her own little tatakae scene in the mirror, slicking back her hair, much like Aaron when he was hyping himself up for what he had to do, she's doing the same. In every instance of Gabby's character has always drawn very distinct parallels to Aaron. She has always been Aaron. She has always been at least a facet of Aaron. At the very least, she has been a facet of Aaron's like way of thinking. If you want to bring in like Aaron's like time travel, cognizant, conscious shit as well, like yeah, she's at least been a facet of what Aaron is, right? And a lot of us I hated Aaron. I'm not gonna say I hated Aaron when I first started watching the show, because that, you know, I was more of like, oh my god, he's gonna be another one of these like, you know, regular schmegular shonen protagonists. But people hated Aaron. Like, let's not forget that. There were a lot of people that hated Aaron when the show first started, and Gabby's the same way, which is another way that the show draws very stark parallels from Gabby to Aaron. And I love it, right? Me personally, I love Gabby as a character because now we get to see her development, which in tandem develops the story. It develops the theme of the story, which we will get into as well. Where is it? We'll get back on Gabby for a little bit, but I want to talk more about the conversation that John had on the roof with our group, which is when he was like, yo, I never thought that he would slaughter the entire world, that's ridiculous, I can't believe it. And he starts saying, but this is happening because they hate us, right? And because they thought we were devils, and they was hating and all this other shit. So technically they brought it upon themselves, right? And if there's anything that I know that this show does is sometimes it speaks directly to the viewer. One of my favorite moments of this show is when I forget his name because I hate him to this day, but one of the officers, I don't know his name, the officer that worked with the owl for a little bit and killed Grisha's sister. He was like, oh yeah, it was very educational to see my son's dogs eat your sister. That was great. But what the show does very well is speak directly to the character. And one of my favorite scenes was when he was speaking and he was looking directly at the proverbial camera and talking about like how people just really love seeing violence, and like, if it happened to me, I'd be so sad, but it's not happening to me. So I find it very interesting as he's about to kill, not even just kill, but send somebody to their own personal hell. He's like, wow, if it happened to my sons, I would be heartbroken, but it's not happening to me. And he has like this weird monologue as if he's not talking to the owl or Grisha, but he's speaking directly to the audience watching. And you can extrapolate a lot of things from that monologue itself. People love watching violence. People won't exactly it won't hit as hard for people that aren't putting themselves in the shoes of others, right? Which is him saying, yeah, if it happened to my sons, I would be heartbroken, but it's not happening to me, so I don't care, right? But this seems to be another one of those situations where, yes, John is talking to the group, but moreover, he seems to be talking a little bit more to the viewer again. It seems to be another scene where the character is talking to the viewer, and it seems to, because like I said, John is like, yo, I can't believe he's killing everybody. That's crazy. That's really sad. I can't believe this is happening. But they brought it upon themselves, right? I mean, like, they did hate us, right? Like, so everything is, I mean, like, everything's cool. I mean, I'll read this out because I actually really love the dialogue here. Oh my god, I don't need that. Where he says, once they die off, so will all the hate. Which is, even in my last discussion, I was about it. Like, yeah, if you kill everybody, they can't be racist to you anymore. Now, granted, that doesn't mean that hate will stop, because as long as people exist, hate exists, right? Because that's people, right? But this is why I said during the episode that he's justifying it in a way. He's like rationalizing the destruction of the entire world. There's not really there's plenty of reasons to kill everybody in the world. Like, it sounds horrible. There's plenty of reasons to kill everybody in the world, but that doesn't make it good. And in this situation, like I said, he's trying to figure out, he's speaking directly to the viewer and like mirroring what a lot of us think. Like, okay, this is cool. If we kill everybody, it'll be good. No, it won't. But if we kill everybody, it'll be good. They were horrible people. They were racist. They were spreading hate and lies and misinformation, and they were gonna kill us anyway. So, like, I mean, hey, we gotta kill them first, right? So it's cool. And to somebody that has at least a bit of self-reflection, like even me, somebody who was, I'm for the rumbling. Like, I'm not ashamed to say I'm totally for the rumbling. About 10 to 15 minutes of my last discussion was me saying how much I love the idea of rumbling. Kill everybody, I don't care, fine. But this monologue, or this dialogue that John seems to be having with the group seems to be more of like the show saying, hey, people that are for the rumbling, it's okay to kill people as long as they wanted to kill you, right? Like, ending the entire world is okay because they hated you, right? Which obviously isn't like the right answer. The rumbling isn't the correct answer. It's the easiest thing to do. It makes the most sense, like, okay, everybody hates us, they're gonna come kill us, kill everybody first. It's not a very complicated equation. It's not a very complicated problem. Everybody wants to kill us. What do we do, Batman? Kill everybody first. Oh yeah, that makes sense, right? How we got here, it may be complicated, but the idea is not very complicated. But I think this is more of like a reflection of the audience that wanted the rumbling, that are rationalizing, Jesus Christ, can I speak, the rumbling, and like, well, they were gonna kill us first. Yeah. And the show even later in Nicolo's like when Nicolo's talking, they bring up what we should be doing. Now, granted, I ain't about to lie, does it work? Probably not. Does it work immediately? Hell no. Will it eventually work? Probably. The idea, we'll get there, but the better choice, as hard as it is to make that choice, is to simply, and it sounds fucking stupid. In a situation like this, it sounds stupid, but the better choice is probably to educate the young to make sure that the future of our world is slowly but surely becomes better. Like which is a beautiful idea to have, because one, it came from Mr. Browse, because Mr. Browse should be the fucking president. I guess we'll get on that now because we got to. But real quick, we will talk about Connie, my boy, my dear not so bald anymore boy. I get it. I'd want to see my mom again too. I couldn't imagine. Connie has been going back to Ragako village, or is it Ragako? Is it Ragako that Connie's in that got destroyed, or is that where? Whatever. He's going back to his hometown to see his mom in Titan form. I don't know how many times he's going to see his mom, but it sounds like he frequently does this. I can't imagine, and I said this in a couple episodes ago, we take for granted how much suffering Connie has done. So I can't imagine how much suffering is added onto that with him visiting his mom over and over again, trying to have conversation, because his mom's talked before saying welcome home, so he's probably sitting there begging for his mom to have a conversation with him. I couldn't imagine the pain that Connie has to be going through. But that does not mean that feeding, like I said, I can't imagine. I understand, but that does not mean that feeding his mom a Titan shifter is going to be any better. I get it. You get to talk to your mom again. She gets to be a human again for 13 years. And, maybe Aaron undoes the curse in some, magical way. But as of right now, you get your mom for 13 more years. And not only that, your mom may not come out as the same person. Because you have to also take into account that she gets all of those memories. And people are in a way 50% water and 50% memories. Like that is just the makeup of a person. And to add those kinds of memories to somebody is going to change that person. You don't know how much that person is going to suffer simply by having those kinds of memories. We've seen Titan shifters suffer because of having memories of other Titan shifters and how they suffered. Getting those kinds of memories basically dooms your mom to 13 years of what could be mental torture. It's not fun being a Titan shifter. It's not an easy life being a Titan shifter. It's not great. It's not a great experience. You may be alive, you may be a person again, but it's not a great experience. It's not a good existence. But then again, Connie's not doing this because so his mom can have a good I get how hard of a decision it would have to be for Connie to just up and do this, but the best thing that Connie could have done, and it's gonna sound fucked up, but the best thing that Connie could have done for his mom is kill her. Because right now she's a Titan. If you feed Falco to her, it's basically her trading one hell for another. It's not going to be very pretty. But as I was going to say, I know Connie's not doing this for his mom per se. Yes, he's doing it so his mom can be human again, but he's not really doing it for his mom. he's doing it for his own peace of mind. Like I said, I'd want to see my mom too. If I was in that situation, I would be like, yo, let me go fix my mom real quick. You know, can we do that? But it would be purely selfish of me to do that. The same thing with Kanye. I can't blame him. I'm not saying that I blame him, because I can't. I cannot blame that man. He is in a situation in which selfishness is understandable. I get it. Not a great idea. That's all I'll say. Not a great idea. But one last thing to talk about in this scene is that it seems at the end of John's rationalization of, you know, this is great, you know, or this is the right thing to do, right? It goes back to Aaron when he's like, you people, like, you guys are special to me. You guys are important to me. The scene on the train where he basically says, this group of people, I care about more than the entire world. I want you to live long lives. And I mean, that is that not the reasoning, the rationale of pretty much everybody that does something, that has been doing something like this? The people that, you know, the people that are over in Marley fighting, you know, of course there's, you know, some situations in which, you know, they're doing it for less than good reasons, but most likely across the board, people are like, I really love these people and I don't want them to hurt. It's the same thing for Gabby. I really love my family. I don't want them to hurt. So I go out and I kill people. And, you know, it's the same for what's hell, it was even said by Pete, I don't trust any of these people, but goddamn it, I trust my comrades. So I go out there and I kill people because I don't want the people I care for to hurt. You know, it's the same across the board for everybody, and that in itself is the forest that Mr. Browse has been talking about. It's the forest that everybody needs to get out of. You know, we continue to hunt and shoot and kill in this forest until one day we get killed ourselves. And the way that this episode has brought so many things full circle, just so many ideas, and we still have more to talk about. That's the craziest part. I really wanted to make this episode or this video shorter than most, because I mean, it's really hard to export really long videos and edit really long videos. It's hard. But I can't, because there's still more to talk about, because so much of this show brought so much, like, it full circle. I think we should probably go to the Kaya being, yeah. Okay, so this scene really got me. This scene nearly got me. In the next scenes is what almost made me a little bit too emotional. But seeing Kaya being in this situation again, where she is, you know, she needs somebody to save her. She's in trouble, and she needs a savior, right? And funny enough, how life works, it's Sasha. It's Gabby, who we have all. I think the me. And I mean, the community, the Attack on Titan community as a whole, has always thought that she kind of looked like Sasha. But for her to be the savior that Kaya needed, after hearing that, well, after Kaya tried to kill her and hearing that Kaya wanted to kill her, she was like, I wish I could have killed her. Hearing that hatred that Kaya had for her, and she still saved her. And it brought about this questioning of them talking to each other and going, why did you save me? And her saying the exact same thing that Mikasa said when Mikasa saved her from getting killed by Kaya is, who knows? In that I feel like is like the crux of humanity's kindness. Who knows? Honestly, it doesn't need any more explaining than that. Why did you save me? Who knows? Because you're a living being. That's why. That's why. What other reason do I need to have other than you have a beating heart? And it goes further in that, in which in this situation, her saying who knows, she then realizes, oh shit, I mean, she's already realized that she was wrong, but like now she's realizing, oh shit, everything, this is all stupid. This is stupid. And now her ideals are flipped on their head, and she's like, you're not a devil. And then she says, I'm a devil. And I was like, no, that's not right, because you're not either. Kaya specifically said that in the last part of season 4, where the fact that you were born in Marley has nothing to do, like that is not your fault. And that's going back to the whole like Gabby being Aaron in Marley, and Aaron being Gabby in Paradise. That the fact that you were born in Marley is not your fault. That what? No, I don't. You're not. What? No, right? And it was that was a great scene, like back in part 1, but getting the end, like the ending to that scene in part 1 of her being like, yeah, it was, I was a devil, and me being like, no, I don't think so. And I love that Niccolo was the one to come in and be like, no, because first of all, she then says it was the devil in me, and that itself was really powerful, because it feels like the same idea, like the same theme that we've had for a while, which is anyone can become a devil, you just have to believe it. Anyone can become a god, people just have to believe it. And her saying it was the devil in me, this now changes the idea of the devil. It's the idea that everybody has one. That's what makes you human. Every single human, you couldn't have the theme of anybody could be a devil, people just have to believe it, if everybody doesn't have a devil in them. In this situation, Niccolo being the person to now, because see, this is exactly what we need, right? Niccolo being the person to explain it to them, Niccolo being the person to explain a concept that was taught to him by somebody older, being Mr. Browse. Mr. Browse taught him the concept of saying, hey, everybody sucks. The idea is to slowly get ourselves not so sucky anymore. Mr. Browse's idea of to educate each generation, so the next generation is a little less shitty, is the right idea. And in this situation, you see how that works. Mr. Browse taught it to Niccolo in that situation. Niccolo was like, that's a good idea. And then he has a younger generation, and he teaches it to them and says, every one of us have a devil in us, right? There's a devil in all of us. And what we do to quell that devil is to get out of the forest, which is it's a great line. It's a great way to put where society is. because now Kaya and Gabby, being the next generation, can now internalize that concept that there's a devil in all of us, and if we slowly become a little bit better, yes, a lot of people are gonna die, a lot of horrible shit's gonna happen. That's humanity. But if Kaya and Gabby can slowly unlearn, no, I don't want to say unlearn, because if you unlearn something, you can't learn anything. But slowly learn how to better themselves and take that information and give it to their children, and then their children. It's a lot like a reflection of how the whole Titans work. If my daughters die, feed their spines to their daughters, and then if they die, feed their spines to their grandchildren. And on the opposite side of that mirror is, if I die, I will give that knowledge to my offspring, then my offspring will give it to their grandchildren, and slowly we will become a better society. Instead of, if my daughter dies, then feed their spines, blah blah blah, and then slowly we will become the strongest in society. The mirror is creating a better one, and I think this is where Isayama's writing shines, is where you see how different perspectives of society works. Where you have that side, that darker side of society that wants to constantly seek out power and grow their own power, even after death, and having that opposite, that flip side of the coin that is like, no, we will slowly create a better society by feeding them ideals, better idea, more positive ideals, instead of spines, I guess. It's just such a good way to explain the answer, like to explain the answer to all war and hatred, without really having to, like, it's such a obvious, like, it's obvious, right? Why don't we just make sure that other people, like the next generation, isn't as shitty by teaching them the where, the folly of mankind and how we overcame it. It's just such a good way to fix society, instead of, like, it's not easy, trust me, it's not, but Mr. Browse is absolutely right, and we see it here. Like, this is proof that it works. This scene right here is proof that it works. Niccolo was about to kill I was about to call him Ben. Niccolo was about to kill Falco. Niccolo would have killed a lot more people if you gave him the chance, but him teaching Mr. Browse teaching him this concept, it bettered him. It made him a better person. And then Niccolo himself then went on to teach it to somebody else, and it made them a better person. It subsequently quelled the devil in these two, to say, hey, all we can do is slowly get better and teach the next generation, our sons and daughters, how to be better. What's going on right now is horrible, but if we teach it to our next generation of, this is what happened, this is how you make sure that it doesn't happen, that's the best. It's not the easiest, but it's the best way to get it done. So really love that, love that scene with Kaya and Gabby, especially like showing that, you know, in Kaya's eyes, that she was in that situation much like Sasha in like saving her, like even having the visage of Sasha turning around and stuff, and like, yeah, they're you know, they can be the same. They can be the same. It's just, oh, that's great writing. That is great writing. And even getting the scene where, you know, these two survey scouts or whatever are like, hey, are you the person that was out here killing? And, you know, everybody coming together and be like, no, dude, like we was out here trying to survive, can you help us? You know, and it's a perfect way to segue into the next theme that we got to talk about, which is when the world has their back against the wall, people just start helping each other. And it really hurt to see this. And it didn't hurt, but it got me real emotional to see this. But seeing everybody finally start working together because the world was, you know, the world was ending. Seeing Surma, I think his name is, the guy that was like that damn near was starting a rebellion in Keith's you know, during his whatever they were doing, and then having Keith come in and like, nah dog, we ain't, do you want to die or do you want to live? Come on, we got work to do. You know, these are the people that beat your ass. Like, they jumped you, dog. They jumped you. They was jumping you. But the world's ending right now, so I don't care about that. Like, that it doesn't matter whether you jump me or not. I don't care. Like, the world's ending. If Keith could have been like, oh, this bitch ass nigga, that's the guy that led that mob to jump me, let that nigga die. But you would have had less people to help you. So yeah, you could have let him die because that guy wronged you. I wouldn't have been mad at it. Not really. Like, that nigga is low down and dirty for that. But the idea is that there's something bigger than us happening right now. And hatred is going to get us nowhere. So these scenes of seeing people that technically should hate each other, Kaya and her family with Gabby and you know, what's his name, Shades with Surma and his group, seeing these people who technically should hate each other right now working together then reinforces one of the most important themes that we got in season 1, which I've been waiting for this theme to come back, which is when the world has a common enemy. And I wish I could pull this up, but it was Pixis specifically who said this. When the world has a common enemy, that is when people start to come together and like actually help each other. Real quick, I will talk about like just the scene in general and how it looked. You know, it's hot as hell, and I feel like I'm gonna be talking for a little bit longer. Actually, I'm almost sure I'm gonna be talking for a little bit longer, so let me take this off real quick. But having this scene of seeing everybody like working together, like it was so well done. First of all, seeing everybody like, you know, seeing the survey corps doing what it does best, which is killing titans again and having that old school music. It almost felt, because we were seeing like broken, so far we have seen broken pieces of society, and hearing that music again and seeing just people flying around killing titans again, it almost felt like we took those pieces and we glued them back together in order to like finally fit. Like, it almost felt like for a second it felt like society was fixed, or at least it had come back together again. It made it even better that just how good everything was looking like the animation was on point. Mappa has been killing it. I ain't even about to lie. Mappa has been killing it. Seeing even the formation that they took was one of the it reminded me of one of the times in season 1 where Armin was like, okay, we all group together, let the Titans come to us, and then jump off and kill them, group back together, like it'll work like a charm, right? And that's basically what they did. They took a season 1 idea from Armin, or at least that's what it looks like, and they basically saved themselves with it. Even just the look of it, of seeing everybody just around one tower and jumping off and like working in unison. Like I got really emotional because it was beautiful to see people finally coming to their senses and working together. Like I wish, like I said, I wish I could bring up the exact quote from Pixis, that where he was talking about people like working together once the world ended or whatever, because it was so real here. Like that was exactly what was happening here, that people started working together because the world was ending. And speaking of Pixis, it makes it very bittersweet to see that with the idea of the world ending and people finally working together, Pixis is one of those people that get killed in the process. Like he becomes a cog in the machine that is causing the world to end in a very small way, but it's his idea that gets him killed, basically, because Pixis is one of the Titans, and now that people are working together, we have to kill him now. It hurt to see my dog pick. Pixis is probably one of my favorite characters in this show. Like, just dead at, like, Pixis, since he was introduced, Pixis is my dog. Like, he was understanding. He was the perfect, like, to me, Pixis was the perfect general. He was understanding. He was very real with people. And in the, like, with what Armin said, we would not have come this far without him. We just wouldn't. But much like Eren, I think it was just kind of time for him to rest. I hate that Pixis had to go like that. I really do. But I find solace in the idea that Pixis died the exact way that he said that humanity would pull itself together. I feel like Pixis would be okay with that. Either that or getting eaten by a pretty lady Titan. I hate that he had to go out like that, but I'm happy that he went out the way that he basically preached. Humanity finally coming together. Even seeing, Mikasa save, I forget her name, Louise. I think her name's Louise. Saving Louise again from another Titan. Is just, everything came full circle this episode, and I absolutely loved it. Finally, we'll talk about the final two things that we really gotta talk about is the bitch ass nigga Flock. I hate this nigga, bro. I hate that nigga Flock, bro, because he is making himself a parasite to humanity. I get it. Flock himself is, like, Flock's character is understandable to a point, right? A lot of what Flock is going through, like, he's traumatized, dog. Like, Flock has always come, like, he has always been to me the perfect example, or the perfect, like, yeah, he's been the perfect example of the perfect example of the voice of cannon fodder. That is what Flock has always been for me. He has always been the voice of the voiceless soldier. The people that, the side characters, the ones that go out there and just get dirty, and we're like, oh, I don't feel too bad because he's just dead. You know what I'm saying? I didn't really know him, and Flock gave a voice to all those people. So I can't really be mad when Flock feels like he's on top now, and he's like, yo, now we can finally choose like how we die, and we can finally have some sort of voice to ourselves now, because yeah, he, like I said, Flock is the voice for the voiceless. So I can't exactly be too mad at him and where he is now, because it's understandable how he got here. However, what Flock is trying to do is absolutely no. That's not what we'll be doing. That's not what we'll be doing, sir. He's taking it a little too far. A little too far. Like I said, I understand Flock, but I will say this: if he gets dirted, I'm not gonna shed no tears, which sadly is the idea of Flock's character. Him giving voices to the voiceless basically means that, like, he's giving voices, like I said, the voices to the people who die and we don't care. And in his actions, if it makes me feel like if he dies, I'm not gonna care. And once again, like, yeah, full circle. I love that this episode did that for the show. It brought so many things full circle for us. Just even, Flock's character, it's just perfect. I absolutely love it. So finally, we will talk about Gabby scene in the cellar with everybody. I love that she's like, yo, I don't want any problems anymore. Everybody's finally together and, unified. And as I said in the beginning of the video, the most important thing here is that what I was looking for when Aaron said, I've undone all the hardening of the walls. I think he said he undid all the walls hardening, and I was like, I hate that I didn't mention. There's a bunch of things I didn't mention in that last discussion, like Ymir died because she didn't have the will to live and stuff like that. But one of the things that I really wanted to mention that I forgot to mention was that since Aaron undid all the hardening of the wall, and I was looking to see if Reiner's hardening would be undone as well. So when Reiner said like, oh fuck, my hardening like went crazy and that's how I got like this, I was like, ooh, if all the hardening is undone, I think that means Annie's has to be undone as well. Annie had to be reintroduced to the story somehow. She just had, I don't know how, but she had to be reintroduced somehow. I think this is the perfect way to do it. Annie being one of those characters where we almost forgot about her, but this seems to be the perfect way to bring her out of hibernation. Now, what this does for the show, or for I don't know what this does for our plan. It adds a new ally, it adds a new perspective, and it's a perspective that I've always wanted to hear, that I've always wanted to hear from, but I'm not sure what exactly it does other than add more firepower to our team. Now that we will have the team together, one thing on our agenda is that we have to go stop Connie. We have to. What Connie's doing is not right. It's not a good idea, at least. That's what I will say. It's not a great idea what Connie is trying to do. We have to go stop Connie. And then second off, I say this with a heavy heart, but we have to go stop Aaron. what Eren is doing, while understandable, I fuck with it. I'm not gonna say I don't fuck with it, because I do. Shit, fuck them. Kill the world if they want to kill you. I don't mind. But in all reality, this is not how you solve the problem. So we have to kill Eren. I think I've been saying this for as long as season 4 has been going on. We have to kill Eren. I would think that if anybody had to kill Eren, it would be Mikasa. I think she would. Anybody that I've talked to Attack on Titan with, I've always said like Mikasa has to kill Eren. I think if anybody kills Eren, it's gonna be her. It has to be her. And while it seems kind of impossible here, I'm not gonna lie, the chips are stacked against us. It's not looking good, but it's not impossible. Because as far as I know, like this, I mean, he's not unkillable. Eren's not unkillable. And while I get like now he has that primordial Cambrian explosion, hallucigena, parasite thing, god thing, in him, it seems like that thing is physical now, meaning that we can kill it. And since it now has physical form in a way, since, you know, we even saw it in the physical world, we can now kill it. So yes, it's going to be hard to kill Eren, but it's not going to be impossible. It's going to be very hard, like not just physically, but like emotionally. It's going to suck to kill Eren. However, I think Eren has already done what he wanted to do. I think Eren has saved the world already. Like his plan is, he already did it, whether he dies or not. I think he already did it, because here's the thing: we already have the tools and understanding of how to create a better society, and this is about to be a big enough catastrophe for people to start to understand what this kind of hatred does to the world. Not just to people, not just to countries or cities or villages or continents, but I'm going to assume that the rumbling is going to be a wake-up call for the world. I don't think the world ends, but I think it's going to be a very gruesome wake-up call. And I think from the ashes of that wake-up call, the world can heal into a better society. Which is why I say that I think Eren already did it. I think, you know, Eren has created a world that is as free as at least Eren wanted it to be. There's still going to be war. There's still going to be violence and hatred. But I think this is a good starting point that he just created. As fucked up as it sounds, because, I mean, like, look what's going on around us. I just think that this is a good... It's just a good wake-up call. It's a good place. It's a good place to be. I don't want to say that because people are about to die. But yeah, this is a really good wake-up call. And I think whether it was Eren's original intention or not, Eren just saved the world. This is good. Attack on Titan has been incredible. I mean, just episode by episode has just been hit. There just hasn't been misses. I ain't even about to lie to you. Attack on Titan has been incredible. I just love where this show has gone. I said this time and time again. But when I first started watching this show, how long has it been since the show started? Almost 10 years ago. I had no idea that it would get this good. I thought that it would be okay, but I had no idea that it would get this good. Incredible writing. Mappa has been killing it. This is great. This is incredible. This is incredible. But I think I've talked enough. I like I said, I've been trying to make these shorter, but I failed time and time again. So with all that being said, really enjoyed this episode. This was great to see everybody work together again. If you haven't already, subscribe, like, comment, all the other stuff. If you're just a lurker, I appreciate you too. If you have any requests, whether it be more Attack on Titan or something totally different, the best place to send that in is always my social media. Link's gonna be in the description below, or you could just comment. That's cool too. If you want the full reaction to these episodes, you can subscribe to my Patreon. Link's gonna be in the description for that as well. Yeah, that's pretty much it. Yeah. Get my off button ready. This video's been long enough. As always, y'all stay amazing, stay safe, and take care of yourselves.